Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching this. If you're watching this, I want to introduce you to my new hat. Tim Jones gave this to me, and it says, Pastor, warning, anything you say or do could be used in a sermon. um, I hope I don't have to use that too much with you people. No, I don't. Anyway, good morning. Today is Tuesday, October 22nd. We have a moment of encouragement here live from the Presbyterian Church of Broomfield. And I am going to give you that in just a minute. We have a couple of announcements. First of all, this Saturday, the 26th, at 4 p.m., we are having fun and games, which means we're going to meet here. We're going to play all kinds of different board games. You can have snacks, we can socialize, and we can have the older generation and the younger generation playing. So please bring a snack to share. We've got the games, and that should be a lot of fun. We're also still doing Operation Christmas Child. So if you need to pick up a shoebox that you would like to give a gift to a child overseas, now is the time to do it. Those need to be back by November 17th. And then finally, we are still trying to round up a few people left for the directory pictures. Paul Williams is going to be there this Sunday at 10 p.m. And if you haven't gotten your picture taken, we'll just have your address, but we'd really like to have everybody's picture if we can. Not just members, all people, wherever you are, all people in our congregation. That's what's really important. And this Sunday is Reformation Sunday. So that means we're going to have bagpipers, drums. We're going to celebrate the Reformation at the 8 o'clock and at the 10:30 service. And hopefully we can remember how important it is that we're here because of what Martin Luther did. All right, here's my reading for you today. Hebrews 4:7. Today, if you hear his voice, do not harden your hearts. Today, if you hear his voice, do not harden your hearts. I think God gives us dozens of encounters every day, opportunities to be honest, to be what motivates us to do with them. What we do with them is up to us. And it's kind of like my sermon series of like, here's an opportunity. What are you going to do with that? And this is how I think God honors us, really. I mean, he created us. He gave us a will, and we can make those decisions if I'm going to listen to what God has to say or I'm not. And what I find is when I choose to avoid what God is telling me to do, something feels compromised inside of my soul. Like you refuse something that God gave you, and you failed to mature in that. But thankfully, the opposite is true also. When I do step into the opportunities that God gives me, when I do follow his will, and when I decide I'm going to face the uncertain, I'm going to admit my neglect, or I'm going to enter into my fears, something matures in me a little bit. I feel like I grow up a little bit. I feel strengthened. And the scales kind of tip closer to a closer walk with God. These moments are going to happen. They don't go away. We either go with them and say, all right, God, I'm going to step into this, and I hope you're working through me, or you're going to back away from it. And I think now is the time to step into those things if you want to have a real relationship with Jesus. So here's my prayer for you. What this week has upset you? What has confused you? What has thrown you? Rather than trying to get past it quickly, I want to encourage you to invite Jesus into that situation and invite him into that moment and allow him to speak to you through scripture, through prayer, through friendships, through your pastor. I don't know. But to allow that. I know I've had to do that already, and it's only Tuesday. But to let God speak to me and to take his opportunity that he gives me, I feel like I grow up a little bit. Today, if you hear his voice, do not harden your hearts. I'll talk to you later. Have a great week.